Hello everyone, Carson here, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the top 3 cheap web hosting providers. Now before we get into this video, if you want more details and to receive special discounts, just go ahead and check out my link in the description. Alright, so let's get started. Now, all of the providers which I mentioned in this video offer very top-notch performance. They are very good providers, but if you watch till the end, I'll kind of explain which one is best for you and why you would pick one over another. Now, the first provider I want to talk about is actually a provider called Interserver. They've been around since around 1999, but their marketing is not as good as places like GoDaddy and giants like that, so you're probably not going to have heard of them. Now, Interserver offers really cheap web hosting, and a unique feature which they actually offer, which none of these other providers offer, is a pay-per-month plan at the same price as their yearly plans. Unlike a lot of other places, they don't offer extra discounts if you pay per year as opposed to if you're paying per month. Essentially, they don't require you to pay hundreds of dollars up front because you're just going to be able to pay a certain fee every month and you're going to be able to cancel whenever you want and whenever you need to. This is a very good hosting provider, and I highly recommend them. Now, as you can see here, I'm right on their website, and if we just go to standard web hosting, it's around $2.50 per month, as you can see. It's very cheap, and it's a very good service, especially because that is per month. You're not going to be paying for like 12 months at a time. You just pay per month and you cancel anytime. Now, one thing which they don't have, one feature which other hosting companies on this list do have, is they don't give you a free domain name with your plan, which is a little bit of a downside, but they're still a very good host, which I would recommend if you want. Now, the next hosting company I'm going to recommend is actually called Hostinger. Hostinger provides top-notch, cutting-edge technology and at an incredibly cheap price, essentially the cheapest on the market. Now, Hostinger doesn't offer the monthly pay, but they do offer their services at much cheaper than a place like Interserver. Essentially, you're going to be looking at $47 for around 4 years of website hosting, which is an insanely cheap plan. Like, think about it this way. $50 and you get 4 years of your website being hosted on the internet. That is a long time, and there's no doubt in my mind you'd be able to make $47 of 4 years of having your website up and running. Their plans come in at around 99 cents per month, and it is almost impossible to find another hosting provider which can offer this service. This is why I recommend Hostinger, is because their prices are insanely low and their services are really high quality. Now, they also give you pretty much everything you need to start up, which includes a domain name, SSL, all that stuff. They cover it all in their hosting plans. Just looking at their website right here, if we go to hosting and then shared web hosting, their cheapest plan, as you can see, is 99 cents a month, which means you can buy this for 99 cents a month and around $2.99 a month when you do renew. Now, that is why you are wanting to buy a longer plan, why you would want to buy it for like 4 years in advance, because then you're paying that 99 cents per month for 4 years. But even once you renew, it's still an incredibly cheap plan, and it rivals pretty much every other hosting provider on the market. Now, the final hosting service I want to touch on is actually called Cloudways. Now, if you're not familiar with Cloudways, it is a bit different than these other two hosting providers, but I do feel the need to mention it just as a third alternative. Now, Cloudways essentially buys their hosting directly from giant hosting companies like Google and Amazon. They will buy a VPS server, but because setting up VPS servers is so technical, they do that for you. So essentially, you can think of Cloudways as a hosting dashboard for your VPS server from a place like Amazon or Google. Now, you still are going to need much more technical knowledge to use Cloudways than these other two platforms. Hostinger is one of the easiest platforms I've ever used for website hosting. But if you do want to get into Cloudways, it is a potential, and they also have a special feature where they let you use it for 3 days entirely free, no catches. So Cloudways is a very interesting platform, which I do recommend, but honestly, I have to go with the other two because they are just undoubtedly better for beginners. Now, just to recap, I've mentioned 3 main hosting systems. You have Interserver, you have Hostinger, and you have Cloudways. Now, the main difference, the main consideration you need to make is if you are wanting a long-term hosting contract or just a month by month. If you're wanting a month by month, it is technically slightly cheaper. It's around 50 cents cheaper to go with somewhere like Interserver as opposed to Hostinger. If you are going a long term though, Hostinger is undoubtedly the cheapest website hosting you can buy at the best performance. Now, if you are more technical and you really want to get into the development of your website on a VPS server, you can always try a website like Cloudways. They do offer a good service and I would recommend them, but only if you know the technical information and only if you're willing to work on that part of your website. Now, all of these web hosting services do provide better than average performance. They're just very good overall. If I had to pick my personal favorite, it would probably be Hostinger because of how cheap their plans are. Like, you can get 4 years for around 47 bucks. No one's going to deny that that is one of the cheapest prices in the industry at the moment. Without a doubt though, all 3 of these hosting providers are very good, and it's up to you on the final decision of which one you pick. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll be sure to respond and answer your questions. Also, just a reminder that I have a link in the description so you can check out more information and receive special discounts. Well, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and have a great day.